Hello everyone, we're Group 24. Through lesson analysis, we have explained some of the issues of this research. This time we will conduct in-depth research and further clarify. Our research topic is how the Forbidden City in Beijing used a documentary format to enhance the public's understanding of complex cultural rights knowledge. Long-term communication effect research targets public diplomacy and secondary school students. Our session today will be divided into the following parts. First, the problem statement. Second, lecture review. Third, research objectives. Fourth, research questions. Fifth, research methodology. Sixth, references. First, the problem statement. In recent years, documentaries as an important medium for disseminating cultural knowledge have played a significant role in enhancing public cultural connection. However, the current research on the long-term effect of using documentaries to disseminate company knowledge about cultural relics related to the Forbidden City in the public is relatively limited, especially for primary and secondary school students. At the same time, exciting research mainly focuses on the few successful cases, such as a repair cultural relic in the Forbidden City, and fails to fully explore the role of documentaries related to cultural heritage of the Forbidden City in long-term dynamic tracking and analysis and promoting cultural connection of the public, especially primary and secondary school students. Therefore, this research will take primary and secondary school students as the main audience, explore the long-term effects of documentaries on disseminating complex knowledge about cultural relics in the Forbidden City, and analyze its potential impact on improving cultural heritage connection and cultural literacy. They will not only help to enhance the cultural identity and historical awareness of primary and secondary school students, but also provide a theoretical support for the in-depth development of the educational function of documentaries and the future documentary of this field. Second, lecture review. Documentary film is a specific media for cultural communication and an important part of cultural knowledge transmission and cross-cultural dialogue. There has research focused on the historical role of documentaries in cross-cultural communication and their building role of documentaries in connecting audiences for different cultural backgrounds, and emphasizes the potential for documentaries to be disseminated in complex cultural connections. There has many researchers mentioned cultural heritage documentaries are a category of documentaries. Cultural heritage documentaries play a crucial role in preserving and showcasing the diverse language, peoples, and cultures of the world. Their documentaries aim to prevent collective needs by documenting and safeguarding rare documentaries that reflect the richness of cultural heritage. When exploring the specific functions of cultural heritage documentaries as a cultural communication media, John would point out that through the multimodal interaction and visual representation, cultural heritage documentaries successfully enhance the audience's understanding and identification of Chinese culture. But at the same time, cultural heritage documentaries are particularly important in educational and cultural communication due to their authority and authenticity. In addition, compared with other types of documentaries, one further explore the cultural heritage documentaries present with the detailed lives of the audience through material-level narrative methods. This resonance not only increases the audience's interest in cultural heritage, but also promotes the public sense of identity in cultural protection. Sought conduct an in-depth research of cultural awareness training and demonstrated the positive results of increasing cultural empowerment outside primary and secondary school students are especially crucial periods of personality building, and their status and personality development are easily affected. She mentioned they learn about cultural heritage knowledge helps primary and secondary school students inherit historical and cultural heritage, cultivate a sense of social responsibility, and contribute to the future society. Mega investigations present students' perspectives on archaeology, highlighting the impact of archaeology resources and curriculum initiatives on students' knowledge and interest in cultural heritage. Podmanic also emphasizes the importance of integrating cultural heritage into educational practice. In contrast, according to the researchers, other educational forms such as school inspection reports may unintentionally rationalize cultural practice, defining them as early and foreign. This rationalization can impact how minority ethnic families proceed with the educational discussion. At the meantime, I like textbooks which are often text-heavy and may lack visual and auditory engagement. Documentaries of rich, mature, multi-sensory experience compared to animation, which may be imaginative but may lack authenticity. Documentaries of a more realistic and detailed perspective on culture, customs, and historical events.
About research objectives, first, explore the long-term effect of documentaries in spreading complex knowledge about the Forbidden City culture related to public primary and secondary school students. Second, analyze the key factor of the long-term effect of documentaries on public primary and secondary school students' acceptance of cultural knowledge in long-term dynamic tracking. Third, explore the cultural communication model suitable for public primary and secondary school students, provide theoretical guidance, and provide references for the deepening of documentary education functions and optimization of communication methods in the future. And about the research questions, first, what is the long-term effect of documentary format in spreading complex knowledge about the Forbidden Cities culture related to public primary and secondary school students? Second, in the long-term dynamic tracking, what are the key factors that affect the long-term effect of public primary and secondary school students' acceptance of cultural knowledge? Third, how can these documentaries effectively improve the level of connection and cultural literacy of public primary and secondary school students about cultural heritage in the long term? And the fifth part in research methodology. This part provides an overview of the methodology and the research design employed in the research. In addition, the research sampling methods, research location, tools employed, data collection, and research producers were described based on the quantitative design. The chapter described the data analysis for the instrument, as well as their reliability and reliability. This chapter also described and addressed the research methodology and any ethical concerns that may arise. The credibility of the quantitative data was discussed, and a modified preliminary research was conducted. About research design, Leidenholm proposed that the types of research are quantitative, and mixed methods research. Literature review and overview research has shown that for different types of social research questions, appropriate and suitable research methods should be used. Kronholm mentioned questions related to intervention effects and determining the best predictor of outcome are most suitable for the use of quantitative research. However, questions that involve conceptual or phenomenological understanding and questions where the understanding of the topic is limited due to the lack of relevant research, qualitative research is an appropriate method. Therefore, this research adopted a quantitative research designed by collecting and analyzing quantitative data. A research mentioned case studies and historical research are the most common and well-developed quantitative research methods. Instead, that case studies are particularly well suitable for exploring complex and multi-faced phenomena within their real-life contents. Meantime, Zach highlighted the multiple case research design enable researchers to identify a consistent pattern of behavior. In this research, documentaries on the Beijing Place Museum are often designed in a variety of forms, and their dissemination is effective by a variety of factors, including documentaries' content design, narrative style, visual presentation, audience feedback, and so on. And cultural relaxed knowledge itself is highly complex. Multi-case studies can enhance university and persuasively of research conclusion by comparing and analyzing multiple documentaries and can further explore the long-term effects of documentaries in disseminating complex knowledge of culture relics in the Place Museum to public primary and secondary school students. Therefore, this research selected the students from public primary and secondary schools in 6 cities: Beijing, Shanghai, Xi'an, Luoyang, Incheon, and Urumqi in China as samples. Through multiple case investigation and long-term dynamic tracking, this research analyzed the long-term communication effects of the Forbidden City in Beijing on enhancing public primary and secondary school students' understanding of complex culture related through documentaries.
I'm Liu YIQI and will continue to explain to you about location of the research. There are 6 representative cities in China, with both commonalities and significant differences in terms of history and culture, economic development, geographical location, and ethnic characteristics. We can see the map. Beijing and Shanghai are international metropolises located in the economically and culturally developed areas of eastern China. Xi'an and Luoyang are historical and cultural cities located in the economically and culturally medium-level areas of central China. Yinchuan and Wulmuji are places where ethnic minorities gather, located in the economically and culturally underdeveloped areas of western China. In short, considering the different regions, different economic and cultural characteristics, and different ethnic backgrounds, it is appropriate to select the public primary and secondary school students in these 6 cities as research centers. This ensures the quality of the research center and provides valuable insights into the research topic. Next, we will look at the population and sample, which includes the sample size and sampling method. About sample size determination, according to JINMENG's research, a larger sample size is not feasible for qualitative research in the field of cultural education. Therefore, this research focused on a smaller sample size to obtain sufficient and effective results. The research included a total of 6 samples from public primary and secondary school students in the 6 cities mentioned above. Then, sampling method. Proposed sampling according to robots is a carefully selected sample based on the traits that best serve the researcher's aim and is typically employed in qualitative research. In addition, other researchers mentioned qualitative research samples are proposed and are carefully selected depending on the quality of information that might provide beneficial information suitable to investigation of the particular occasion. Therefore, the research used a proposed sampling method to select 10 samples from students in each city until the sample reached saturation. The flyers were distributed throughout the campus, sent to students and their parents through the campus information network, and announcements were posted in public primary and secondary school classrooms to recruit interviews. The research sample consisted of students who met the following specific criteria. First, the interviewees must be able to communicate in English. Then, the interviewees must be students from public primary and secondary schools in 6 cities: Beijing, Shanghai, Xi'an, Luoyang, Yinchuan, and Wulmuji. The last one is the interviewees must have never watched the 4 documentaries about the Forbidden City, and repair cultural relics in the Forbidden City, 100 Years of the Forbidden City, Treasures of the Forbidden City, and Discovering the Forbidden City. To ensure that interviewees were highly motivated and invested in the research process, only those who met these criteria were chosen as interviewees. They had a study side. It's worth noting that English is the most widely used and commonly spoken international language. Therefore, the interview questions in this research were formulated in English, which also implicated the requirement for interviewees to precise proficiency in English for daily communication. At the meantime, requiring interviewees to have never watched the 4 documentaries about the Forbidden City was a deliberate choice. First, it allows the impact of repeated exposure. If interviewees have watched the related documentaries, they may have different reactions to the communication effects due to familiarity, which will affect the accurate measurement of the communication effect of the documentary. Second, it is more conducive to tracking and analyzing long-term effects, because the research of long-term communication effects requires a clear starting point. The first 2 of these 4 cultural heritage documentaries were produced by official media, with grand and detailed historical narrative and explicit viewing. They received a very good social response, signing of a cultural relics favor. The last 2 were produced by local TV station or private media. They had a single dissemination channel and extensive social participation and discussion. We focus on these 4 is that famous documentaries may maintain their influence for a long time through continuous social topics or cultural issues. Where documentaries with average reputation may rely more on viewing effects in a shorter period. Selecting documentaries of different popularity can help analyze whether they have different effects on public primary and secondary school students in the long-term dissemination process. It ensures the rationality of the research and thus draws more comprehensive and accurate conclusions.
This research will first use semi-structured interviews for research and data connection. First, semi-structured interviews provide a certain framework and guiding questions, while allowing interviewers to freely express their thoughts and feelings. Second, the thinking and expression of public primary and secondary school students are relatively direct and specific. Third, because our research focuses on on-team communication efforts, interviewers' understanding and response to the same issue will change over time. Face-to-face semi-structured interviews can flexibly adjust the content and depth of the interviews, and thus better grasp the effect of documentaries in long-team communication. At the same time, triangulation in scientific research refers to the use of different research methods to study the same phenomenon in order to validate conclusions through mature confirmation, which was method in method study. Using triangulation can prove the credibility and the validity of the data, and thus more comprehensively address the research question. Therefore, this research will use three segments, namely semi-structured interviews, documentary analysis, and the research, followed by data analysis and summary. About the interview protocol, prior to connecting the interviews, we will obtain informed consent from the interviewers and inform them of the proposal of the research. The following are specific interview questions and informed consent form. In this semi-structured interview, we will conduct a 13 to 45 minutes face-to-face interview, which is interviewers. Furthermore, the research will use one-on-one interviewers, which help establish trust and interaction between the researcher and the interviewers, ensure the privacy of the interviewer's information. At the same time, this research will choose the school where the interviewers were researching as the interview location to prove a natural and friendly environment where the interviewers could feel comfortable and relaxed. At the same time, this research studies how the Beijing Palace Museum uses documentaries to enhance the public's understanding of physics, cultural knowledge, long-term communication efforts, research targeting public primary and secondary students. Therefore, to ensure long-term dynamic checking and analysis, we will conduct the same semi-structured interviews in the first month, 6 months, second, third, and fifth years of this research. However, the interview question will be modified flexibly according to the programs of the whole research.
Hello everyone, I'm JINMENG, and the next section is the data analysis. Many studies have shown that examples of established methods used for analyzing qualitative data include content analysis, thematic analysis, open coding, narrative analysis, discourse analysis, and phenomenological analysis. Among these, Bruin and Clark define thematic analysis as a research method that identifies, analyzes, and interprets themes in qualitative data. Thematic analysis can be applied to analyze various types of qualitative data, including data collected through interviews, focus groups, surveys, and other methods. According to one researcher, datasets can range from brief and cursory response to open-ended survey questions to hundreds of pages of interview transcripts. Therefore, in this research, we will employ the thematic analysis to analyze the acquired data. Bruin and Clark outline thematic analysis as a 6-step process, as shown in the figure below. We applied this method to our data analysis. The following figures shows the data analysis process of our research. And now we will discuss ethical concerns. To protect the rights and privacy of the subjects before the research is conducted, the interviewees will be informed of the purpose and the scope of the research, and their consent is voluntary. The interviewees will be informed that the data collected will be used only for research. No information from the interview will be published or disclosed unless permission is obtained. Interviews will not be recorded without the consent of the interviewees. The personal information of the interviewees, such as their name and address, will remain anonymous. During the research, the status of the interviewees will be continuously always monitored, and those can be stopped and ended immediately if they feel distressed. The researchers will ask the interviewees to sign an informed consent from and promise to ensure that the interviewees understand the purpose and the procedures of the research and their right to withdraw consent at any time. In conclusion, this research adopts a qualitative research design to investigate the research question. The 60 samples of this research will come from public primary and secondary school students in 6 cities in China. These are Beijing, Shanghai, Xi'an, Luoyang, Yinchuan, and Urumqi, until the sample is structured. And at the same time, a purposive sampling method is used to ensure that sufficient and valid qualitative data are collected. This research will use face-to-face and one-on-one semi-structured interviews, and 5 semi-structured interviews of the same format will be conducted throughout the research to ensure the validity of the instrument and the integrity of the data. This section also discusses the ethical concerns of this study. These are all the references for our research. Okay, that's all we want to share today. Thank you for listening.